Hey everybody, I'm Bobby Lee and welcome to Black Recess. Today I'll be discussing the 5 fears I have about traveling around the world.
Number 1, traveling as a woman.
The thought of traveling as a woman scares me a little bit. And the reason is because I'm going to places and I don't really know the customs or how women are treated in these places. And of course, you have to do your research and find out. But that's one of the things that makes me think I need a travel partner, or maybe we should be traveling with a man, just in case you go into a country where people don't like that women are walking alone. Then I think about movies like, what was that Liam Neeson movie? Taken. And then I think about movies like oh my gosh. Thanks. And then I think about movies like Taken, like I don't want to be taken and sold into sex trafficking or, all that jazz. While black. I know what racism looks like here. Even though we like to kind of pretend that racism isn't a thing here, it definitely is. And but this is the racism that I'm used to. I don't know what racism looks like in other countries. I don't know how people are going to take to an African American woman abroad. I don't know how they treat us in other places. And some research I've done has said that they love you over in certain places, and other places are like, nah, don't go there, that's not for y'all. So that is something that is a little bit terrifying. Not enough for me to not go, because I'm not gonna let anybody stop me from doing what I want to do just because they have a problem with the way that I look.
Number 3, being lonely.
Being lonely, I don't want to get over there. And like I said in the last video, I'm kind of I have like a social meter, and once that meter is full, I'm like, all right. And I've never really, not never, but I rarely actually have to start conversations by myself or force myself to meet new people in situations that aren't like, oh, we're at work, so everybody's going to introduce themselves and we're going to do an icebreaker so people get to know you. I haven't had to do that in a really long time. So kind of coming out of my shell and introducing myself and telling my story and listening to other people and kind of making friends on the road so that I'm not lonely, that is something that is a little bit scary. And also I'm actually kind of excited about that, because I think that that's one of the things that once you conquer it, it's a skill that you can use, that you will use, for the rest of your life. So that one's scary and exciting and exhilarating and thrilling and stuff.
Number 4, leaving my family.
Leaving family. So as you know, I live with my mom right now, or maybe you didn't know, I live with my mom. So just the thought of like leaving and she's here by herself, and I don't know why I don't know why kids are like this. Like, we grow up and we don't want to leave our parents. My mom is perfectly fine. She's young. She's in better shape than I am. But just the thought of her like being home by herself, as if she wasn't alone by herself before I was born, is terrifying. Like, no, what is she going to do without me? And then like if I call her and she doesn't answer, there's going to be a problem. Like, what were you doing? Who were you with? Why were you out? Did you get permission from me? These are things I need to know. Like, what is my mom doing? Why is she not answering my call? She's not allowed to have a life, so she should be home here ready to answer.
Number 5, getting lost.
I have a terrible sense of direction. A terrible sense of direction. I have lived in Illinois, Chicago area, Chicagoland all of my life. Literally all of it. And I still have to use my GPS to get around. People be like, oh, if you go over by the Sears, no, I'm gonna put on my GPS, because I don't know how to get around. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know how to get around. I don't know my directions. So being in an entirely different place where the signs are probably not even in English, and maybe people don't speak English that well there. So, and maybe my GPS doesn't work and I don't know how to read a regular map. getting lost is terrifying to me. And when I get lost at home, I actually almost have like a panic attack. Like I'm like, if my GPS stops working for like 5 minutes, it's not funny, but it's like a horror movie because I'm like breathing heavy and like the loud music is playing and my head is spinning, and literally all I have to do is make a right turn, but I don't know that because GPS didn't tell me that. So I don't know what we're gonna do when we get over there. And if GPS if it don't have our back that particular day, and we can't find people to speak English, so that is one of the things that I'm going to learn, how to ask for directions. But if they give me directions in another language. And the bonus one, I know I said 5, but y'all know from the last video I can't count because it said 20 and I only gave you 15. Remember?
Bonus, the unknown.
The unknown. I am terrified of the unknown. Just things that you don't think about, things that you don't think to ask, things that you don't think to research ahead of time, things that happen that you don't expect to happen. These are things that are pretty terrifying. And those, you can only read so many stories about people who've gotten bitten by foreign bugs or they've gotten these diseases. And I was on the phone with a customer the other day and he was telling me how he fell and cracked his skull in Mexico and he had to be flown back home. That is terrifying. I'm scared that something like that will happen, and you never know. So the unknown is terrifying, and just, I don't know, man.